Hey guys, I know it's been a bit of a while, but there have been a few notable things that have happened in people's lives since I was last having a vlog. Well, as we all know, Kobe Bryant died, along with his daughter and seven other people in a tragic helicopter accident back in late January. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl over the San Francisco 49ers. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie broke a bunch of records to the surprise of no one except me. And the breaking news tonight, granted this was a little while ago, but still, I needed some time to lay down before I could say it on here. Pete Buttigieg, the mayor from South Bend, Indiana, very interesting figure, one of the more moderate choices in the field, along with the fact that he was a Christian, he's a veteran, and he's also homosexual. The first ever presidential candidate in history to be openly gay. And, people were wondering if he'd be like how Beto O'Rourke was and how he was pretty big and then his star kind of fell. But Buttigieg, hey, in a crowd full of people close to the colonial pen age, he just kept rising and rising in the polls. And in Iowa, he ended up winning Iowa. Granted, he may not have won the popular vote, but he did get the number of delegates necessary. And he was back and forth with Bernie, even though he lost. It was by a hair. But then afterwards, things just took a downturn. He was a very distant fourth place in Nevada, and he also finished in fifth place in South Carolina. So you would think that, hey, this is a guy that still has the third most amount of delegates behind Sanders and Biden. He's probably going to stay in the race for at least until after Super Tuesday, and we'll see what happens. Turns out that's not the case. Buttigieg has now officially dropped out one day after Tom Steyer dropped out from the presidential debate, but at least presidential campaign, but at least for Steyer, even though he was in third place for South Carolina, Steyer was like an afterthought for most people. Buttigieg was someone that people thought could really realistically challenge the title and get the Democratic nomination. Now that's not the case. Buttigieg is out. That means Tulsi, you're next. And if not her, then probably Klobuchar. I think at the end, the four Democratic nominees that will be left will be Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and Michael Bloomberg. Everyone in their 70s and above, everyone is white. What everyone wants. Now, I have nothing against older people. I am down with it. Though I do think that some people could pause and stop and look at it and say, hey, are we truly a united country? Everyone that's running for president is a white person and in their 70s are all elderly. That's not going to go well with a lot of people that are younger. However, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, with their more progressive ideas, are much more popular for people that are like my age. Meanwhile, someone like a Biden or a Bloomberg will be much more favorable to someone older or someone on the more moderate wing of the Democratic Party. I don't know either one is going to challenge Trump. It's still undecided for me. But outside of that, there hasn't been as much going on. Mostly been schoolwork. That's why it's been a while for me. But overall, this is going to be shaping up to be a very, very interesting Super Tuesday. Klobuchar is probably going to stay. I think Gabbard will definitely be out by then. I think Warren would also stay. So, honestly, I think the only one that would probably leave would be Tulsi Gabbard. And I'm surprised she's still not even out yet. But anyway, that's really everything that's been going on. The Combine, I've been seeing. Yeah, I will miss him. He was a nice young guy. I liked his character. But I also checked a bit at the Combine. Jordan Love really blew me away. Chase Young is still going to be a second number 2 pick. I think Jordan Love is going to be maybe the third or fourth quarterback taken. I was going to say definitely Herbert, but now I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be shocked if Jordan Love is in the top half of the first round. Jacob Eason, I think, will be the 5th one. Schramm will be probably just in 6th. Don't worry, Bengals fans. You're still going to have Joe Burrow go number 1 overall. There's also been a lot of stuff with the Houston Astros. Hey, I'm in the minority here. I actually feel kind of bad for the Astros because the teams that are mostly complaining about it are the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers, the two biggest franchises in the MLB in terms of history, in terms of mass appeal. And there's a part of me that feels like they're a little bit butthurt that they didn't go to the World Series and win it, because they're a little annoyed we didn't get to see a Yankees-Dodgers World Series for the 12th time. Though I think what the Astros did was clearly wrong, but I also don't think they were the only team. Maybe not to that extent, but that I still think the players probably should have been punished. I think the punishments that they had were okay, but I feel like you're not going to vacate the title because there's been other teams that have done arguably even worse, and they still kept their titles. There's also a lot of teams that use steroids, like the Yankees of the 90s or the A's of the 90s or the 80s. A lot of those teams use guys that did steroids, and they're still keeping theirs. Yes, it's not the whole team, but it's still someone on that team that played a very, very big integral role. So a lot of it kind of does seem hypocritical. No, I do not see. There's no way in hell that anyone would take out a team for an entire season, especially when you're a team like the Houston Astros, when you occupy the fourth largest city in America by population alone. There's no way that would happen. Give me a break. That's just nonsense. Just wrap your head around that. I guess I can't. It's dumbfounded to me. It's just ridiculous. It's not going to happen. But I do think there's going to be more and more bad PR happening with the MLB the next few months. There's going to be more pressure on Manfred. The players already hate his guts. Also, speaking of players, Curt Flood for the Hall of Fame. Although I would wonder why Congress would go and do him in particular. Hey, this was also a guy that people want him in so much that both the MLBPA, NBAPA, NHLPA, and the NFLPA, all the players' associations across North America said, put Curt Flood in a joint statement. Put him in. I mean, I've never seen that before. I've never seen a statement done by all those sports leagues together at the same time. I have never seen that. That tells you how influential Curt Flood was. He was a great baseball player. He was a great fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the fact he was able to trade negotiations, free agency negotiations, oh my God, this is like one of the most influential people in the history of baseball, and or just sports in general. And Marvin Miller took him forever before the sports writers finally let him in. Curt Flood should get in without a vote. He should go in like that. That's how influential he was. And Marvin Miller should have been in a while ago, especially when he was alive. Curt Flood died over 20 years ago. Also, in other news, Tom Brady was apparently spotted on FaceTime with Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. Where could I see Tom Brady going? If it's not with the Patriots, which even though I think he's going to end up with the Patriots still, I think the Titans would make a lot of sense for him, considering that this is the team that cruised its way to the AFC Championship game with Ryan Tannehill as their quarterback. Now, granted, Tannehill had a better season last year than Brady. However, Ryan Tannehill, Tom Brady, different kind of quarterback. Also, someone with championship pedigree, and I'll tell them in a bit. Yeah, I think it'd probably be the Titans. Some say the Raiders, but I don't see that. I think Derek Carr is going to stay. Will Bob Iger join the Democratic? Why? No, not at this stage. You would have to wait until 2024, and he's still the CEO of Disney. He's gonna step down in 2020. He's gonna leave the company in 2021. He's currently the chairman. I forgot who the new guy was. There's another guy named Bob, but I don't think that's gonna happen until 2024. Am I a vegan? No, I am not a vegan. I love my meat. I love my cheese. I love my dairy products. I love my eggs. I love everything animal based. I will never be vegan. Bitcoin Trade says, can Bernie beat Trump? I think really anyone could beat them. I think the ones that I could see beating him are Biden, Sanders. Yeah, only Biden and Sanders I could really see personally beating him. But I do think Warren and Bloomberg also have a decent shot. Considering I've seen Antaminix performances, I would love to see a real-life Bernie versus Trump debate. I think that would be very interesting with the two extremes on both sides clashing each other. Oh, geez, that could be very, very chaotic. Trump will win. He might. I mean, I personally think right now that he would get reelected, but that's just me thinking right now. That's not saying who I want to see win. This is who I personally think will win. I think Trump will be reelected. This is me personally thinking. Part of me says no, but I think right now he's the incumbent. Let's see what happens. I think Biden and Sanders could be the ones that beat him. I also heard news on the Oakland Raiders. Oh, sorry, Las Vegas Raiders. I need to get used to saying that. They might play a few of their preseason games in UNLV. I could see it. The roof still doesn't seem completely done yet. And no, I personally think they're going to stay in University of Los Angeles probably just for the whole year, or at least most of it, or not most, at least some of it, until the stadium is complete. I don't see them playing there, but I don't see them going back to Oakland. I think they're going to be in Las Vegas for the foreseeable future. Anyway, it's kind of all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Did they tear down Oakland Did they tear down the Oakland Coliseum? Sorry, no, because the Oakland A's are still playing there, so they're not going to tear down a stadium that someone is already currently using. But I think once the A's move out of there, they will knock it down. I think they're also going to knock down Oracle right next to it. Now, what are they going to do there? They might have the new A's ballpark, but who knows? What if the A's even move? What if they move out of the area? What if they move to another city like Portland or whatever? Could happen. I don't think it will, but I think they're going to stay in Oakland for now. But I would not be shocked personally if they go to a different city down the road. I don't think it will happen, but I think the most likely destination is going to stay in Oakland, but who really knows? Oakland has nothing else now. The Warriors moved across the bay. The Raiders are in a different state. And all they have left is the Athletics. And once they're gone, what's Oakland going to be known for? The East Bay? I don't think they're going to move. Should Hillary Clinton join the Democratic primaries race? Not at this stage. If she want to do that, she should have done that at least a year ago. So I don't see Hillary joining the Democratic debate. I think everyone you see here is all we're getting. I don't think we're going to have anyone new. I think we're just going to have the same people we already have. Klobuchar, Warren, Bloomberg, Biden, Gabbert, and Sanders. Those are the only ones. Bernie winning this and over. Let's see. Let's see what happens. You know, Biden's also pretty close behind, too. I think, though, that's really a two-man race, mostly. Though I do think Warren and Bloomberg do have a shot, but it's more distant. It's mostly going to be between Biden and Sanders. That's going to be really interesting, the old guard and the new guard. But can Bernie beat Trump is the only question left. Well, we got to see him beat everyone else before we can personally say that. Andrew Codsell say it will be a brokered convention. You mean a broken convention? Or mean broker as in like Bloomberg has the dough and he's going to pay money for. He's already paid $400 million of his own cash to be up there. So let's see what happens. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I will get back to you sooner than later, and see you later.